Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. Fruit Markets apps design inside today need to show this here the enter OTP screens as well as need to enter names and add address. UI screens we need to develop here. First of all, we need to see these designs inside the HD files. Need to opening here the HD files and look like this here the showing what this UI we need to developing today here. How to create this UI? First of all, we need here the one plugins for the text fields. OTP fields, we need to need this here the Flutter OTP text fields. We need to import here. Now need to go inside the installs and we need to copy this here the dependency here. And we need to paste inside here the swap space. Now need to find out here the swap space and to find how here the dependency. Inside we need to put this here this value and we need to save here and now need to create here the new screens and to give this here the name OTP underscore screen dot dots. Create here the stateful widgets and to give this here the name OTP screen and we need to import here the material dependency. Now we need to first of all the copy here the mobile logins number screens. We need to scaffolds. We need to copy here for this value here. Look like this here the copy and unused codes we need to remove here. First of all, we need to paste these codes and we need to remove this here this text fields no needs. Now we need to clean these containers. We need to set here the clean here like here and import this here the round buttons and we need to import this here these color extensions and we need to set here the back buttons and we need to write down here the code context dot pop extension methods we need to calls. If you not see here the second video, first of all the see here the second video same as need to put inside the mobile login screen. So need to forget yesterday, need to now put here and also need to import this here the common extensions and we need to save this here for this UI now and we need to configure here the this verify button. Click on to open this here the mobile number screen. So need to develop here. So need to configure first of all this next button. So now need to scroll down and we need to find down here the verify buttons and to give this here the context dot we need to push extension methods. We need to call here and to give this here the names and to set here the titles. We need to set here the const. We need to give this here the OTP screens. Like we need to configurations and to save here. Like we need to save and opening this screens here and show like this here the UI. We need to creating here show here the verify buttons. Now we need to put this here the another buttons we need to develop here for this UI. Now we need to go against here the OTP screens and we need to write down here the text buttons we need to develop here. Write down here text buttons on press event. Need to set here the titles text. Inside we need to give this here the resend again buttons we need to put here and question mark. Now we need to set this here the set styles text styles. We need to set here the color blue. We need to set here and then after we need to set this here the font size. We need to check here for this design. So we need to give this here the 10 regular fonts. We need to configure for this UI here and we need to give this here the alignments. We need to create here the row and we need to give this here the name. Main axis alignments we need to set this here the end and to save this here and look like this here the showing here the resend against buttons we need to show here. Now we need to set this here the titles. First of all we need to set here the titles. We need to making here the scroll view. We need to develop here. Need to set here the wrap widgets. We need to set here the scroll view single sides. We need to configure here and inside we need to creating here like this here the columns. Now we need to set here the titles columns. Inside we need to write down here the cross axis alignments. We need to give this here the center lines. Then after we need to set here the text. We need to copy here this text and we need to paste this here. Now we need to copy this text here like here and we need to give this here the slash n for the new line. I need to give this here was slash n and we need to set here the text alignments. We need to set here the centers and we need to set here the regular font colors. We need to text colors regulars. Need to set here for this UI and also need to check this here the font in regulars. We need to configure for this UI and show like this here for this UI. Now we need to importing here the text fields. We need to OTP text fields we need to put here. So now we need to go inside the recommendations and we need to copy this here, this text field codes. We need to copy here this value. We need to copy and to custom modifications. We need to set here. Like here's need to import this here the text fields and we need to give this here the padding. Need to set here the symmetric verticals. We need to configure this here the 20, like here the configurations for this UI and so show like this here the UI. Now we need to set here the for field, like here. So we need to set this here. So now we need to check here the width availables, fixed width, field width. We need to configure this here the 50, like here, and need to check here the height availables, field height. Need to set here 50, like here, and show this here the field box. We need to set here. Now need to set this here the border radius circulars. Need to configure this here the 25, like here, and show like this here the UI. And we need to give this here the background colors. We need to check here the property, or we need to check here the cursor color or neighbor color, focused colors, and searches box enables fill colors. We need to set here colors, the color placeholder colors. We need to configure here and check here. We need to read here this property fill colors. We need to check here for focus field colors. We need to set here the field true. Need to one property field, set here the true and show like this here. So need to set here opacity. Need to set here the color, like here, and we need to use this here this background colors. Copy and paste inside the XD files and look like this here the show here. And we need to like this show, and we need to give this here the primary colors, the color primary, and like this apply here for this color border fields. Need to back and again click here, and why not reflect. Need to set here enable border color. Need to give this here the same colors and show like here focus border colors. We need to configure this here the T primary color and this change here. And also make sure we need to increase this here these paddings. We need to set here the 30 for this UI and show like this here the UI, and this OTP screens are the UI we need to done here for these screens. Now we need to develop this here the enter your names and address screens. We need to develop here. So now we need to give this here name and address screen, name and address screen dot dots, like this. We need to set here the names, create here the stateful widgets and to give this here the name address screens. We need to import the material dependency. Now we need to again we need to copy this here the OTP screens scaffold. We need to copy here and we need to go inside here the name and address fields. We need to paste this here this code, and we need to set here the round buttons import here, and also need to remove this here this color extensions and imports here this color extensions here, and common extensions also need to import because need to use this here this pop action event. Now after here this verify buttons of the OTP screens, we need to open this here this UI context dot push extension methods. If you not see here the second video, please first of all here see this series second video. Inside explain in details how to create like this push extension methods. Need to explain in details. If you not see here, so first of all the see here. So now we need to set here the const value, and we need to give this here the screen name address screens, need to configures and to save this here and click on here. We need to save this here and click here and open this here. Click like this here the verify screens. Click on back, open this here verify, and not working this click events. We need to make issue, need to wrong place. We need to set here this and sorry for that, and opening like this here. Now we need to change this here the UI inside the verify, remove this here the resend against buttons inside the names address. Need to remove this button here like here, and verify buttons. And now we need to set this here the titles. Enter your name, enter your name, and we need to set here the text colors. Key color, primary text, and we need to check this here the font size. We need to 16 semi bold, font weight. We need to set this here the 600 and save here and look like this show. And we need to make here the cross axis alignment. We need to set here the start and show like here this UI. And another buttons we need to develop here for text fields. We need to creating here for the address like here's add address and show like here's. Now you need to create here the text fields. Need to develop here, set here the text field. Need to create here the container. First of all need to make here the UI decorations, box decorations, set here the color. Need to set here color white like here. And then after so need to configure this here the border radius circular. So need to set this here the 10. And then after borders need to set here the border all. We need to give this here the color, the color placeholders. We need to set here for these borders, and we need to set this here the width. Need to give this here the 1 and look like this here the show here for comma. Now need to create here the childs. Before creating here childs, need to set here the paddings here, most important, because need to give this here the horizontals spacings. Otherwise make here the issue. Need to set here text field like here, set here the decorations, input decorations, set here the content paddings, const edges inset, symmetric, horizontals. Need to give this here the 20 and to set like this here. And now need to give this here the enables borders input. Need to configure here the enable border input borders. We need to set here the none, same as focus borders. We also need to set here focus borders, input border none. Like we need to configure for the focus borders. Now we need to set here the hint text. We need to set this here the direct value, and hint styles also need to set here the text styles. And we need to set this here the color, t color placeholders colors. We need to configure here, and we need to set this here the font size. We need to configure this here the 14 regulars for these years. And we need to also configure this here the style text styles like this. Set here the colors. We need to set this here text colors, set here the primary text, and we need to font 16s. regular, we need to set here the port in regular, like here the configurations and show like this here. We need to configure this UI. We need to place borders. We need to 0.5 and light borders, and we need to give this here the margins, const, edges inset, symmetric verticals. We need to set this here the 8 and show like this here this UI. Need to creating here. Now need to convert into the common text fields. Need to go here, cut this value, and we need to comments widgets inside. Create here the new files, and we need to give this here the round underscore text underscore field dot dots. Create here the stateless widgets, and we need to give this here the name round text fields, and we need to paste this code here like here's, and need to configure import this here the material dependency, and import this here this color extensions, and need to declare here some property into text editing controllers. Need to declare here as a question mark optionals controllers like here's, and we need to set here the placeholders. Need to set here the string, final string. We need to set here like here the final string placeholder in text. We need to set here these titles for this text here, and we need to add parameters finals text input tabs. Also need to configure here the optionals to write down here the keyboard type like here's. Need to configure this here's, and we need to set here integers minimum line, and final dots set here the question mark optionals, and integers max line like here's, and we need to input this here's, add these parameters like here the configuration. So need to put here's. Now we need to text fields inside the give is here the keyboard types as a keyboard types past here. Set here the minimum lines as a minimum line, and maximum as a max line like here. So we need to configure this all value. Set here the placeholders. We need to set here the titles in text, not titles. We need to save here. Now we need to use these text fields inside here the name and address. We need to configure here. Now we need to removing this here this value, and we need to set here the round text fields, and in text need to give this here the enter name examples. Need to write down here the code for any, like we need to write down here save this here and show like this here for this UI. Same as another buttons, need to text area need to creating here. So need to write down here the address. We need to set here the blank, and we need to give this here the minimum line. So need to creating here the this UI. We need to set this here the minimum lines value. Need to given this here the as a 6, and maximum need to set here the 10 and show like this here the UI. And then after need to give this here the some size boxed heights. We need to configure this here the 40, give this here like this here the width, and also need to set here the padding. Need to configure this here the 15 and show like this here's symmetric, set here vertical and show like this here's. And same as we need to give this here the same paddings for here for this text and save here and show like this here for the enter your names. Address screens are the done here. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.